down on the main stage.
Well, of course, this isn't the only game taking place. There's another game happening down on main stage, and it is, of course, a former Laliga FC Pro champion, Zidane. He did the double back in 2022 with Deportivo Alaves. He's now representing Las Palmas, where we were for the Cup. He's playing against Fernandes, who, Richard, as the history shows this competition, he's always there in about, he's always in the top four. Can he go one step further this year?
Well, he got to the final at the Cup, didn't he? Losing out to Nicolas in the final. This was really, for me, he is the second best player in this tournament. He is the number 2. Quite easily number 2 as well, in my opinion. I think that Nicolas is the favourite. Di Fernandes is the second favourite. If that goes as it is, we've got a rematch between those two at the grand final. Zidane is experienced at this stage. He's played here before. As you said, he's won this tournament before, but I just think the quality will shine through in the end for Di Fernandes in this matchup.
Absolutely. Well, look, we could be in for our first goal. That finesse one is blocked.
If you do hear a bit of wind as well.
Yeah, it is a bit windy up here. Just for clarity, we are literally in the gantry pitch side. We were pitch side in the gantries in Las Palmas Stadium in Gran Canaria, Richard. Now we're here in Oviedo. It's safe to say, in our years of covering this tour, this is the 9th year of the Liga FC Pro. We've been around Spain, haven't we? We've been to quite a few destinations. Our first time here in Oviedo, and a beautiful, beautiful city. And it was even nice yesterday. It was 20 degrees, Rich. Tonight it's already getting quite chilly.
From Madrid to Barcelona, Las Palmas to Portaventura, now Oviedo is where La Liga FC Pro rounds up.
He's looking for his first breakthrough in this game. Is Las Palmas is Zidane. As hinted, this might be his last season competing as well, as he looks to come forward with Zidane. Sounds like there's been a goal in the other game as well. We'll go back to it in a second when we can. Xavi finds Jude Bellingham. Ryan Pessoa saying he is the staple of these teams. Of course, a 15 million coin budget allowed. If we can, let's jump back across to the other game to give you an update over there if we can. Last time we checked, Nicolas was leading by 2-0. Is he 3-0 up? Or has there been a goal back?
Looks like
for Xavi?
2-1. RCD Mallorca with Marcus Rashford. That's Xavi getting one back. Let's have a look how he did it. Xavi for Xavi. Into Rashford. And then finesse at the near post. That early pressure from Nicolas did get him the quick fire double, but since then, it seems as though Xavi has just settled into the game. And I did say he looked nervous at the start. He looked a little bit shaky. Defensively, he wasn't quite there. But now he's in this matchup. And it looks like he's just settled on the main stage.
Well, it's his first time, isn't it, in the La Liga FC Pro Cup. He's quite low down on the world rankings as well. This could be a season-defining match-up here, because, look, coming into it, as much as we've been in the ifs, buts and maybes, this is Nicolas. All eyes are on Nicolas. It's his tournament to potentially go and throw away. Xavi, as he said before, openly so, he's got nothing to lose. Corner comes in. Xavi for an equaliser. Hello! From 2-0 down, we're all square at 2-2.
Really, really good corner. I like that corner a lot. Into the back post, you win the first contact, you head it down into an area, and you can just tell he instinctively knew exactly where Jude Bellingham was going to sit up on the half volley. Finds the back of the net. Back to Cadiz and Las Palmas, and it is second seed Di Fernandes who has opened up his account. It is a corner played short into Xavi on the edge of the box. Fired into Butragueno, brand new item in the Trophy Titans promo, and he finds the top corner. Back on board here with live action.
Well, let's see how active the chat is as well, because we know you're tuning in for those viewership rewards as well, alongside joining us for the FC Pro La Liga finals this year. Just a word on Di Fernandes there as well. He was the only person to beat Nicolas this season. That came in round 6 of the group phase. Of course, he had a chance to do the double on Nicolas. That was in the cup final, as you said just moments ago. Will they rematch again today? That is the big question there. But look, 50 million coin budget was available. Who do you think was the most picked item, chat? This player was in 16 squads. 60 of the 16 squads is only 14,500 coins. In a 15 million coin budget, I call that a bit of a bargain.
Absolutely.
Can you name? I'll give you a hint. He's from Sweden. See if anyone in the chat can get it as well. Jude Bellingham, he's not worth 15k. I wish he was. Well, let's jump back over now. Nicolas against Xavi. It was 2-2 last time we saw it. Nicolas 3-2, he leads. If we can get the goal on that, we'll let you know how he's gone back in front. In case you missed it, by the way, Nicolas was 2-0 up in this game in just 4 minutes.
A lot of people in the chat are on the money. They're locked in with the correct answer.
They are. It is Kyle Starfelt, the 88 rated. Speaking of Jude Bellingham, he's 4th on the list, but he's 3.4 million coins.
The reason behind that pick at centre-back, great playstyle pluses, intercept plus, anticipate plus, cheap option, offers you a lot, just a real solid pick back there.
Speaking of which, here's Nicolas again now, Robert Lewandowski this time. Still Lewandowski on the finesse! 4-2!
It's a lovely finish. It's a lovely finish from Nicolas. Again, Xavi probably just a little bit too passive defensively. Nicolas triggered a few runs, forced players back, and then as that space opened up with Robert Lewandowski, finds the top corner, does the Sociedad representative.
4-2. Again, this is a straight knockout tour. There are no second chances. And we spoke about it a lot in the Las Palmas tournament as well in Gran Canaria. The conditions for those players out there.
Difficult.
It is chilly down on that main stage. There's hand warmers that are often seen in a studio setup. I mean, we saw them only moments ago in the E-Premier League before. We've had an equaliser in this game. Fernandes maybe looking to go 2-up with Emilio Butragueño there. Of course, another icon that we will see. Question for the chat as well. You've got 15 million coins. Who's going to be your first icon, or maybe your most expensive icon that you purchase for your team? Because we're seeing Zidane, we're seeing Kaká.
I really like the Butragueño brand new item in trophy items. That's a lovely pass into Jude Bellingham, who does find that top corner with the finish. I like Butragueño, and I also really like the Kaká item that got released as well. Incisive pass plus and finesse. There's a finish at the near post.
And there's Zidane. Against maybe the stats of the run of play, leading by 2-1. I should say, trailing by 2-1.
Yeah, he's wearing yellow, but...
Yeah, in game he's wearing blue. Caught me off guard there, sorry. Fernandes 2-up in that game against the run of play, I should say. He is expected to at least go to a semi-final. Hearing another goal has gone in the other game.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Which way's it gone, Richard?
Xavi's making a game of this.
Is he 3-3 or 4-3, sorry?
Approaching half-time here. We're going to see the back end of the replay here. There is Xavi. 4-3, Sociedad. The wind is swirling here.
I'm losing my shit.
Oviedo.
I'm losing my prep. We have got some umbrellas here, but we haven't got windbreakers. Nicolas takes the corner short. Thinks about a finesse maybe there with Xavi. Plays into Lewandowski. 5-3. I mean, we haven't been short-changed with goals so far in this first half. 8 of them already. We're not even in the 40th minute of the game.
Goals galore. As Zidane has instantly replied here against Fernandes, and now the runner-up at the cup looks to go into half-time, leading 3-2. Butragueño can't shake away Zidane's defence, and similar to what I think Nicole mentioned it earlier on the desk, talking about Zidane and sort of chatting to him earlier. for him, this is his final almost. If he can get past Fernandes, I think that bracket does open up ever so slightly, and you might see a little bit of a run.
Well, we have to talk about this, Rich. Obviously, these two aren't playing in the same part of the bracket. Obviously, the Nicolas game and the Fernandes game. Nicolas, of course, in the top part of the bracket, as you said earlier.
That's lovely.
Hello. You know, potentially we're looking at Hidalgo or Auburn, aren't we, at the top side of that bracket? And if you drop down a few places, the winner of Real Valladolid against Eibar. Of course, that's Leandro Peixoto. It could, of course, be Hugo Sanchez as well, Richard. They'll be playing the winner of this game. So,
well, there's also so much quality otherwhere as well in this tournament. You're looking across PhD, Nathan SR. There is just really, really top players everywhere you look. Fernandes a little bit passive there defensively. Didn't quite engage enough and opens up the chance at the near post. There, the stats at half time: 2.4 XG for Udi Las Palmas' Zidane. Slightly more possession as well. We're not even at half time yet here between Nicolas and Xavi.
Of course, as we said, as we started the broadcast here, we are back for a 9th year of the Liga FC Pro Cup. And I mean, as you look back through the years, Richard, there's certainly been a few winners, hasn't there, including our very own Jaime Alvarez. I mean, Nicolas has got a chance today to be the first person to win 3 of these championships. Of course, Nick had the dominance when he was only 16, all the way back in 2021. Zidane won the double. Then Nicolas did a double as well back in 2024. But can Nicolas go to another grand final? That's all the eyes will be on as that power shot coming in off the post. And he's still squeezing in just about Marcus Rashford. One thing that we see from Xavi, Rich, we don't see from a lot of pros, is that power shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what it feels like with Xavi? It looks as though he's just relaxed a little bit. It looks like he's playing without that pressure on him.
Someone else who won the Liga as well, who's here today, is Matías Bonano, Rich. He's watching from the sidelines. I'm sure he'll be hoping that Nicolas can go the full way today. Cannot forget, there was just weeks to go. They qualified for the E-Champions League and the World Championships. And those are the 2 games taking place in our first round. Round of 16. Plenty of action coming your way here from Real Oviedo, not Real Valladolid. Speaking of Real Oviedo, they're not in the last round of 16 here at the Liga FC Pro Cup. Nacho Baya is in town, though, and hopefully we'll hear from him in commentary a little bit later on today. I mean, Chad, who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to win this competition? Added time of just 2 minutes now. Believe it or not, we are still not at half time. There's been 9 goals in the game. There might be number 10 here if Nicolas can make the most of this last chance. Bellingham. We'll find the feet of Nico Williams. Where's the angle to try and get the ball into Robert Lewandowski, maybe? Or not. Cleared away, and that will do us for half time. Only 1 goal in the game.
Let's have a look. Straight over with Las Palmas and Cadiz. The action doesn't stop here. 2 games playing simultaneously here in the round of 16. We'll be with you all day long as the sun sets in Oviedo, as it does with the Laliga FC Pro. And I tell you what, we could be starting with a shock.
I'll be honest, Rich, I think the sun's already set. Well. Big season for Zidane as well, and a lot of players here in Spain. Of course, you cannot forget there was 37 clubs in total that started this journey with the league phase back in February. And for quite a few of these pros that have been playing year after year in Spain, have openly said, look, this might be my last time playing, my last year competing. (3-2). Zidane will lead.
So in the chat there, Moss saying he's been impressed with Fernandes' form from the previous tournament. He thinks Fernandes to win.
The only game he lost, Richard, who was it against? In the cup final.
Against Nicolas.
Other than that, he has been...
And he played really well in that final. He played really, really well.
And what a final it was. I think one of the best finals we've had this year, really.
Yeah, it was.
Across all the leagues, across all of the FC Pro finals, to be pretty honest. Pork Tips in the chat says, is Richard wearing the moon boots? Can you confirm or deny?
Come back next week.
Of course, next week we're back on the road, aren't we? The FC Pro Leagues continue over in Germany. Back to this one now, though. Zidane looking for a fourth. It'll be the first time he's been able to lead in the game by a 2-goal lead. He's just offside there. Allows us to turn our attentions back to our main feature game. Xavi Nicolas. I mean, I'll be honest, when Nicolas went 2-0 up in that game, Richard, I was thinking this could be a very long day for Xavi, but it was how he responded.
Absolutely. I was impressed with how he responded, because the first 15 minutes he didn't play well at all. Nicolas literally scored from the first attack and then went down the other end and pretty much doubled his lead instantly. But I tell you what, since then, Xavi looks to have just settled into this game a little bit, and you can tell he's reacting on things. It feels as though this game is there for him, and what a shock this would be. This would send a whirlwind around the rest of the players as well.
The craziest part is, in the group stage, he finished 22nd. How many people made it through to the Cup? 24.
Correct.
He just about squeezed through to get through to the knockouts, and I can remember him. He was just laying down flat. He was exhausted after the 2 days of action in Barcelona. And he lost more games than he won in the group stages. His goal difference is minus, but this is knockout FC. Anything can happen as he comes forward now, and he is moving and grooving in the box. Nico Williams. A couple of step-overs there past one or two Nicolas's defenders. Bellingham eventually will pick up possession. And a chance for Nicolas to break now on the counter-attack.
Took for that run there from Lewandowski. You saw, sort of faked it through the middle. Xavi's kept that in. Interesting there. I thought he might have let that go out.
Well, while we've got a moment here, we are in a pause in the other game. That is only 26 minutes away from a full-time result, though, by the way. Imagine if we're in a situation, Rich, where Xavi would knock out Nicolas and Zidane would knock out Fernandes. The finalists in the Cup could be out. Or is Nicolas going to turn that around? He's just hit the side netting there.
Yeah, surprised a bit for that particular strike at the near post there. I thought he might have tried recycling once again, maybe a low driven across the goalkeeper, but clearly fancied his chances there. He loves that long ball over the top, Xavi. Grav talked about it earlier, actually, during the build-up. That searching pass over the top of the defence. The over-the-top through ball. It just gets him out of trouble. He might not progress with an opportunity on goal, but it just relieves the pressure that Nicolas puts on you.
Arias.
Great
Bellingham
step.
runs straight into Xavi. Bellingham. I mean, you look at this game though, Rich. These are the sort of players that Nicolas won't want to play against, just because he's never played him before. Probably a very different style of play and opponent. And you also in a situation where anyone you play in this tournament is playing at 150%, even more so.
This is your final. This is your, I mean, we're in Spain. This is your Real Madrid. This is your Barcelona match.
Bigger than that, Rich. It's potentially your last game of the season.
Absolutely.
If you don't qualify for the Champions League or the World Championships from here, it's a long old road. There's Nicolas! And there's Marcus Rashford to restore a 2-goal cushion.
And that's what I thought he was going to do on the last attack that he had when he shot at the near post and hit the side netting. This time spins and fires across the goalkeeper into the far post. And Nicolas with a 2-goal cushion.
Well, if we can, of course, we'll jump over here now, because this game is going to conclude before, by the looks of it. Fernandes, incredible in the whole Laliga process so far across the league phase and the Cup. Here comes another chance. Oh, wow!
Offside.
Won't stand. What could have been, though? That could have been a 2-goal cushion over here as well. And Zidane maybe on his way. 357th in the worldies at the moment, Zidane. What a shock it would be. Against the player who has scored the most goals, by the way. Scored more goals than any other player in the competition, Fernandes. 66 across the league and the Cup.
I think not many people are using that trophy titan Zidane, are they? Like Zidane is. A lot of coins to put into Zidane.
Do you know how many people are using him, Rich?
Go on.
1.
And it's Zidane.
Just fits, doesn't it? Question for the chat. How many coins is that Zidane? 96 rated.
I actually don't know, but it'll be a lot.
See if someone in the chat can get it. How many coins is he worth? I mean, 50 million coins is the budget the players have got here at Laliga FC Pro. Close, but not able to find a way through. Another corner to come in now. Fernandes knocking on the door.
Someone guessing 5 million, someone guessing 6.5 million, 3.8 million.
Oh, give it to him. 3.8 million, just over.
Which is nice. From Fernandes, just trying to wait for the space.
An end product. Pedri. There's Buchagueno!
What a save.
It's a great save from Alex Ramiro. Corner again, played short. 3 or 4 of these in quick succession. For Fernandes here, as he tries to unlock the door of Zidane. Buchagueno again, looking to cause havoc.
Oh, it's a free kick right on the edge of the box.
Oh, this is dangerous.
What is that, maybe 20 yards?
This is perfect. He's not hanging around, is he? Marcus Rashford over it, over the woodwork!
Did he take it a second too early? Just didn't quite perfect his angles.
Over the wall and hits the bar. What a chance that could have been for Fernandes as time ticks away, and so does his competition here. Yamal, again, no way through. The 14,500 coin defender. Starfelt.
He's been a star. For Zidane.
He's going to be a star for a lot of players as well.
Certainly is.
This afternoon and evening tonight in Oviedo. 8 minutes remaining here. Just an update in the other game as well. Nicolas 7-4 up now. 20 minutes left on the clock. Looks like Nicolas is on his way through to a quarter-final. Kaká. One more goal here would certainly seal the deal and send Zidane into the quarter-finals. It's good to see a few of you in the chat keeping an eye on certain things that are of interest to you.
Chance.
This is his chance. There it is, Pedri. He's not out just yet.
Fabulous composure. It really is. Just waited, played the extra pass, and then recycled back inside. 3-3. We're going extra time.
He's only lost one game in this whole Laliga FC Pro tournament process this season. Unbeaten in the league phase with 5 wins and a draw. The only game he lost was in the Cup a few weeks back in Gran Canaria against Nicolas. It looks like, as you said, Richard, we are on our way to extra time here. Tell you what, it's that colder, you might want to get your ski boots out.
Already on the feet.
Can't miss them. Last 2 minutes. Are we in for a last-minute winner?
He's got time. He will have time. 9-minute halves. Probably going to get +2. It's a little bit early for me to be playing last attack, and he's going to go forward here.
Nicolas has just scored again, by the way. He's 8-4 up now in the other game.
This is it.
Xavi.
Defending really well, Fernandes.
This is Zidane now knocking on the door and unfortunately not finding a way through there. Starfelt, the defender, on the mark, and we're in for a counter-attack here for Fernandes.
Well, he's playing last attack. He's not going to allow Zidane to have another touch of this ball before extra time.
Pedri. Richard Gueno might pick it up again if he can get onto the end of a through ball. Not the need of this time.
No.
Lamine Yamal, again, it's Huijsen that's back, and we are off to extra time in this game.
Yeah. Strap yourselves in. We've got 30 minutes remaining. Extra time coming. Tell you what a start. I've got a feeling we might get extra time in every game today. The level's just so close across all the players.
Rightly so. This is the best 16 players of the competition this year. And as all the FC Pro partnered leagues are closing out around Europe, those spots to the biggest tournaments of the season are also filling up as well. They're each Champions League. I think there was just the other day the winner of the Irish League, Owen Mulligan, qualifying for the ECL there as well.
LJR playing. LJR will be playing later today, representing Real Valladolid. Zidane's got his windbreaker on.
Interesting fact as well, that's Zidane's brother that coaches him alongside him.
Little rub of the nose there from Zidane. Maybe feeling the cold. And warmers in tow as well. Fernandes getting some intel there from good coach of the scene, Armando Valle. Only saw him a couple of weeks ago at the E-Premier League with Wolverhampton Wanderers. This is only round 1 of 9 rounds to come today. What a day of action. We're going to have FC at the very top level everywhere you look here in Real Valladolid.
I'll tell you one thing, these two won't be very happy with, Rich, is that they've gone to extra time. They want to get this game done.
Yeah, back inside.
Back inside as soon as they can. You can physically see Zidane there was just shaking on the stage half at the end of that game, sorry, just before extra time. We are on a pause at the moment as well between Nicolas and Javik. Nicolas is leading by 4 goals in that game. He is getting ready to solidify a spot in the quarterfinals. Back to this one now, though. Just offside is Zidane. 4 minutes in.
What I'm not looking forward to?
Go on.
When we're off commentary in the warm, then coming back out when it's a little bit colder later on today.
Well, I think the best thing to do is just stay out in the cold all day.
Get down pitch side.
Zidane has been the player to lead this game. All throughout, it's just been Fernandes that's been coming back. Nico Williams, Kaká. There's the incisive pass. There's Lewandowski with the tip around the corner. What can he do here? He just gives possession back to Fernandes.
Yeah, I don't like that. Especially with how good that back post corner is, and then the head back across the box. It always feels like a waste if you're not getting the best out of your set plays.
Richard Gueno intercepted there by Dean Huijsen.
Someone in the chat there, big fan Brandon Smith. Boogie. Chance.
Rashford, short of the pass. Oh, he's offside. Makes a lot of sense. Shout to Boogie as well in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Of course, if you have just joined us, remember there are viewership rewards that are now live and active. Where it's an 85 times 2 pack, the 86 times 3 if you've been tuning into all the FC Pro Live items. Broadcast, sorry, those items are untradeable. There are also the SBCs, which if you were quick enough to do, you could be in for a chance to get some upgrades. It was only, as we said a few weeks ago, that it was Nathan Ake that picked up all important upgrade with Manchester City.
+2 and a play style. Chance. Kaká.
Finesse. Why not? Wins a corner. It has been Zidane that has played this first half, the better of the two. He's had a lot more of the possession and the chances in the final third of Fernandes. But again, looks like a bit of a wasteful corner there. Unless he wants to prove me wrong. Kaka. Bellingham. Waiting for the right pass. Lewandowski. What a block. He didn't do much about it. But that would have very closely been a fantastically well-worked goal there from Zidane as the referee blows for half-time.
I really like the extra pass. I just don't know if the shot was there when it came into Lewandowski's feet to hit it first time.
Did he get a bit lucky, though, that there was the block there? Because he obviously didn't have much control there, was it? It was just the AI was sort of there at the right place.
Let's have a look. Maybe a couple of changes coming on here. Guedes, you've got Griezmann as well. He's already used 4 out of his 6 substitutions. And just like that, we're going to see the culmination of Nicolas and Javic here. I thought this game was finished.
Yeah, we haven't really spoken too much about it, and the reason being is there hasn't really been too much of a change of storyline in this game. Nicolas had a 2-goal lead, and now he's got a 4-goal lead. And unfortunately for Javic, it is going to be the end of the road here in the round of 16. Should be very proud to his tournament this year. He will not leave empty-handed as well. No doubt his ranking will go up in the world rankings and also pick up 5,000 euros for being in the round of 16. If you win the whole tournament today, you get 40,000 euros, part of the $150,000 prize pool.
Great money, isn't it? I think that priceless opportunity, though, at the FC Pro World Championships.
That's the biggest one, isn't it? Only 32 players can get that golden ticket. So the biggest tour of the year. Zidane drops the shoulder. Where's the cutback? Zidane with the ball into Kaka. And again, there's just a play at the right place at the right time to stop the shot coming in.
Are we going penalties? Game 1. Round 1, round of 16. Is it going to be a penalty shootout this early on?
It won't be if Fernandes has got other ideas. Well, there's a closer look at the controller. There's defending this. There's the extra pass. How on earth has he saved that?
I just don't know if the shot there's the right shot. Just go across the goal.
How's Fernandes not leading this game 4-3?
He expected goalkeeper movement and he expected him to really bite to go across him. And for a near post finish. And also, it's just not precise enough. The precision shooting, if you're going to hit that finish, make sure you whip it right into the front post.
5 minutes left. Fernandes on the hunt for an all-important match winner.
He's got numbers forward here, does Zidane. Just look for the runners. Great defending. Really aggressive Fernandes. Didn't allow him to set anything up there.
Nicolas has just scored a 9th as well in the other game. If you didn't already know, he's on his way to the quarterfinals. 9-4. Unfortunately, Javic will be eliminated from the competition here. Last 4 in-game minutes. Here's Fernandes. Arda Güler. Looking for an option. Where's he going to land?
That's full-time 9-5 there, Nicolas. Let's see the right-hand side of the screen in full. Fernandes, Zidane, last chance.
There it is! Oh! How on earth? How on earth is Fernandes not scored? Alex Romero has been superb, but can he be superb once again now?
Great defending. I think Zidane, from this position, he's going to try and play last attack.
If you can cast your mind back,
that's
Richard,
a mistake.
The first game of the Cup for Zidane in Las Palmas was a penalty shootout that he won. Is that going to be the same case again here in the league finals? Or is he going to make this pay off? What a tackle.
It's been last-ditch defending from Zidane. He's not been good in extra time, but he gets the penalties.
Penalties, here we go. for potentially a shock upset. If Fernandes loses this game, he will be out and nowhere near any Champions League or World Championship spot. Well, it's Fernandes to step up first. Scores. 1 from 1. Over to you, Zidane, who has openly said this might be his last year competing. Robert Lewandowski scores.
2 penalties, 1-1 so far. Antoine Griezmann steps up. Not a lot of power on that. Just goes straight down the middle there. Does Fernandes. Can Rashford step up? Yes, he can.
Perfect pen so far in the round of 16 here. Now the Laliga FC Pro. Down the middle for Fernandes. 3 from 3. Over to you, Ricardo Kaká with Zidane.
Who's going to blink first? That is the question. Fernandes with Cadiz does blink first, and now Zidane has got a chance. Jude Bellingham from 12 yards. He blinks as well. No one can keep their eyes open.
Well, it's round 5. Back to you, Fernandes. Must score for Zidane. Misses, and he is out. Up steps Hoyson. Missed. Fernandes survives. And Zidane eliminated here in the round of 16.
And does the curtain close on Zidane's career? Is that the last time we're going to see him on a main stage in the La Liga FC Pro? Commiserations to Las Palmas. Not convincing from Cadiz in the slightest. Fernandes has to play better if he wants to make a run towards an E-Champions League and an FC Pro World Championships and a title. You can see what it means there to Zidane on your screen. So close, yet so far.
Not just that, Richard. He was in a leading position, wasn't he? About 5, 7, 8 in-game minutes left in the game. You thought he was on for an upset. We went to extra time. Zidane was the better player in the first 50 minutes of extra time. But in the second half of extra time, he was hanging on. If it wasn't for Alex Romero, his goalkeeper, he would have been out before penalties. But penalties for the first time today. Please give us a bit more of that drama here in our grand finals.
Absolutely. It was a goalkeeper saviour, just like this heater right here has been our saviour during today's broadcast, and it will continue to be. Like I said, Fernandes not convincing, but if that's the worst he's going to play, it could be a scary fact.
Yep, absolutely. Well, as we said, that's our first game done and dusted here from Oviedo. There is still so much more action to come, but 3 people that hopefully were in the warm for that first round. Nicole, Ryan, Grav, over to you. What did you make of that one?
Oh, wow. I mean, what a brilliant start to today. Gravison, what are you thinking there?
I'm warmer than them, for sure. First
Just
thing.
about.
Just about. But to be fair, I do think it's the first game of the day so far for them, so I won't be too hard on the players, because, of course, it gets something to just try to warm up and play better. But I
knew there was a but coming.
But
I agree with them.
I don't think they played that well.
I agree.
To the level of the way they played in the cup, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what I would say is, look, Nicolas, in the end, you look at that and you think the Nicolas Chavik game, it seems like it was a very convincing win from Nicolas in the end, and I suppose in the second half it was. But the first half, the start, I mean, I suppose for both games, look, we stood here, and I know Richard and Brandon on commentary as well, they were saying that, you know, it was quite clear who the favourites were in both of those games, right? In it being Nicolas and Fernandes. But as the games started, and the first 20-30 minutes, you were like, what on earth? Could we have upsets in both of those games already?
Yeah, that Nicolas Chavik game we'll touch on. That was a bit weird at the start. Like, Chavik was really poor at the first opening minutes, went 2-0 down early doors, then brought it back, then went down again, then brought it back. And I just sort of thought, surely Nicolas will slowly start to kick into gear. And he did so in the second half and then pulled away. But then, as Grav said, that other game, I honestly couldn't really call it. I thought both players weren't at their optimum level. But I think penalties pretty much summarise how that game's gone.
I mean, no one played better than the other. And then on PKs, it's just a 50-50 situation. So I do feel like Fernandes this is not the Di Fernandes that we saw in the regular season, that we saw in the Cup, and I want him to turn up on that quarterfinal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why do you think it was a bit of a slow start for those guys, Gravison?
It can be a bunch of things. First things, it's really cold.
Yeah.
It is really cold. And for me, it used to be really hard to play when it was a cold day because of the hands. You couldn't move your hands and your fingers the way you're supposed to be moving them. So that could be a thing. And then, I don't know, Ryan, maybe it's just first game of the day.
First game of the day. That's a big, yes, it has an impact on the way you start. Sometimes you could lack confidence. As Nicolas said, we saw in that video earlier, he said, if there's anything, the first game is his toughest one in the tournament because you can catch him cold.
Yeah.
And he almost did in a way in that first half. You sort of thought, surely it can't really continue this way. But then, as we said, he continued to perform well. And as you mentioned, Di Fernandes, even when he went on pens, didn't even celebrate. No, nothing.
It was more of a relief, in a way.
We saw the players as well, like you said, Gravison, that, it's cold. We've said it about a million times on broadcast so far. And the hands are obviously cold. They've got hand warmers now. But is it also the psychological element of that you're thinking, oh, it's really cold, oh, my hands feel stiff, and then it probably makes it worse, right?
For sure. I mean, it's not only having your hands cold, but even when they are warm, you're thinking, will they get cold again? What's going on? Is it going to rain? That thing's, for me, for at least when I used to compete, they were just stuck onto the back of my mind.
We were just having a look at the bracket there on screen. I think everyone at home could see that. Because what's interesting is Nicolas versus Chavik. So obviously Nicolas got the win there. So he will face Hidalgo or Obrun, which could be either way a really exciting game, actually, Ryan.
You know what? That one's weird to call because if you asked me that before the season started, I would have said Obrun.